It's the Morning Cryptos. It is January. No, it's not January. It's December 29th, 2017, and this is day 152 of my 90-day challenge to go deep into the world of Bitcoin, the rabbit hole of Bitcoin, and the crypto verse. The crypto verse. Yeah. Wow. Ooh. So, let's just jump in. Let's get started. Start the music. All right. Man, I'm still like so congested and people, it's not a cold. It's just allergies, and I think it might be stress related. Do I have stress? I guess I have a little. So, couple of things I want to talk about before we dive in. I got a really good couple of comments from Sven Tattoo. And basically he responded to one of my videos, AltCoin buy signals everywhere, and he was like, no, right? And I responded, I'm still learning, and he's like, sorry, Mark, but there are no buy signals at all. You know, I love your vids, but it's extremely risky for the newbies, and I hope everyone has good first steps. And I agree. And I wanted to say something. Sven is absolutely right. First of all, people, I am still learning, and please, and I want to say this really adamantly, nothing that I say is to be construed of as financial advice, not just because of the legal crap in the United States, but because I am learning in front of you. I am making mistakes. I am trying to understand, and I've been watching these markets over the holiday, and the main thing that, you know, I had gotten some advice from Ryan Lee over at Crypto Grinders, and I highly suggest you check out his channel. He's a seasoned trader. He knows what he's talking about. His advice, very sound. And he basically said, you want to wrap it up before the holidays because, you know, a lot of people go on vacation. The markets are kind of slower. They're not really predictable. And that's what I'm finding. I am, however, a kinesthetic learner. You can tell me, you know, it's not good around Christmas, don't trade. But until I do it myself, until I make dumbass mistakes myself, I don't really learn. That's how I learn, and I'm hoping you learn in a different way so that you can see me kind of struggling here and going, geez, you know, this looks like a buy signal. It looks like up to this point, when the markets were kind of doing these little patterns that I recognize, they would lift off after that, but they're not doing that. And part of that is because I think of the holidays. And also because the markets had such a huge run up to basically the Monday before Christmas that they do need rest. They need vacation too, you know. And I was like, you know what? I need some rest. I've just been grinding it because I'm trying to learn this because I want to give up my 4 other jobs that I do, so that I can concentrate on this and on recording my music. That's like my 2 big things. So, thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. Please do not construe this as advice. I want you to see me stumble and fall and pick myself up and brush myself off and get back in it. That's really what I'm trying to teach you. I'm trying to teach you guys how to learn. I'm trying to teach you guys how to kind of take some steps into this world without making as many of the dumb mistakes as I made, but maybe you're going to have to make your own mistakes. I don't know. The thing is, the only way you can avoid stupid mistakes is by having experience, and the only way you can get experience is by making stupid mistakes. So, and ultimately, there are no mistakes. It's all just the learning process. Peter Saddington is very fond of starting interviews saying, yeah, I'm really good at failing. I fail faster and better than anybody else. That's why I'm successful. And I think he bought himself a Lamborghini with Bitcoin. So the bottom line is, this for me is a great learning tool. And I teach what I need to learn. And I learn better when I teach. When I try to figure something out and explain it to somebody else, I'm really explaining it to myself. So I wanted to reiterate that for those of you who are new. And also, my expertise is in hypnosis. And last year, around February, I changed some limiting beliefs that I had about money, that I wasn't good at money, and that no matter what I did, I could never get any money, right? And the bottom line was there was a piece of my personality that I was not really recognizing, and that was that I am a massive introvert. I do way better when I have large chunks, like a couple of days of totally unstructured time by myself to read, to think, to just kind of go in flow with my own curiosity and intuition. And all the other business ventures I'd ever tried to do, most of them anyway, had to do with other people. And if you're an introvert like me, you know that being around other people, I mean, I love people. But even the deepest, closest, wonderfulest people in my life, I don't want to spend every second with them. It's just how I'm wired. It has nothing to do with not caring about people. It's about understanding yourself. And I may discover that I'm not meant to be a trader. I may discover that it's the thing that I was born to do. I don't know. So I'm still learning. And I wanted to just kind of put that out there for you guys right at the top of the video so that we kind of clear up anything that, and Sven is right. He has much more expertise, and he had left a comment that basically he was going to be out, take his profits and be out before Christmas, and he wasn't even planning on getting back into the markets until January or February. And I think he probably knows what he's talking about. This is my first Christmas, my first New Year as a crypto cranker. So rather than get cranky about it, let's learn. And again, I want to thank Sven for being willing to, stick his head out and say, hey, you know what, dude, you're kind of off track here. And I appreciate that. That's how I learn. And so at the moment, we have a small community here. This is not, I don't have thousands of subscribers. And I like that because I want to just get to know how to do this. And I want to show you guys how to do it. And ultimately, a lot of these videos are for my friends who have expressed an interest in learning. And I'm trying to share with them in one spot everything I'm learning so I don't have to repeat myself 7 times a day to different friends, right? So all of that said, it is December 29th, the Friday before the New Year. We had some South Korean news yesterday. Let's check the news and see what's going on and see if there's anything new that I can contribute. And if not, I'll just I'll tell you that I'm an idiot. And it feels fine to be an idiot. Let's see, blah, 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 price analysis, price live updates, cryptocurrency value shifts unpredictably, right? It's unpredictable. Bitcoin slumps after South Korea explores banning exchanges. So why is Ripple up? And by the way, I found a good article from Forbes, 5 reasons why the Ripple price continues to surge in the face of crypto market corrections. Good little article in Forbes. I don't normally like Forbes, but not a bad little article, so check that out. I'll try to remember to copy and paste that link below the video, and maybe we'll look at Ripple. I don't know. Ripple is pretty much the only crypto that seems to be up. So let's just start with Bitcoin. And again, I just drew some lines yesterday, people, trying to make sense of this. And it's definitely, we're in a pullback. We're in a bit of a correction. And it's kind of the holidays. And so let's look at it on the 1-hour chart. This is really probably a monitoring time, just a time to watch. But I don't know. If I see something that looks like a buy signal, I'm going to say it looks like a buy signal to me, right? Okay, please get that. And I never, ever, ever say that I see a sell signal, because that's totally up to you. All I'm looking for is places where I can get in if the timing is right, and I'm trying to understand how these markets move, how they surge, how they back up, how they relax. You know, that's really what I'm trying to do here. So hopefully that's a contribution and not a detribution. Because I want to actually be helpful, not a hindrance, and I don't want to cloud issues or confuse people. So that's where I'm trying to come from. All right, so you know, it's just kind of working its way along support here. Blah 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 blah. So I don't know what else to tell you. Let's pull back to the 1 day. Let's crank through. Let's go to Bitcoin Cash. Bitcoin Cash, while it's not up, you know, I do think that it is kind of working its way into a sideways channel. We'll see in, you know, the next 4 days or so. You know, is it going to stay in this channel, or is it going to drop? What's it going to do? I don't know, right? And again, I made the dumbass newbie mistake of getting in up here, right? And again, things were happening so fast, and I was making trades fast, and again, I learned a lesson, and the lesson is I need to slow down and take my time. And I thought I was sticking to my plan, and I thought I was being a disciplined trader in some ways, but the reality is, once things start flying, all bets are off. It's just, I think, a really good analogy is battle. You know, you can do all the practice you want, or sports, you know, but when you're actually out on the field and the competition or the battle is raging, things are different. All right, so let's look at the 1 hour chart. We kind of have a sideways channel on the 1 hour chart. And again, if you were to get in on Bitcoin Cash, you would want to get in down here, you know, at the bottom of this channel. But the bottom line is we don't know. All right, and all indicators are pointing out that seem to be pointing to not doing a whole lot until after the new year, and just kind of keeping an eye on things. All right, Bitcoin Gold. Let's go to the 1 day chart. Now, Bitcoin Gold for the first time kind of fell below my little trend line. So I'm going to leave the line there just for a little bit and see what it does. I'm in right here. That was my last trade that I made before the holidays. And I thought, okay, there's a pattern. Let's see if, following my pattern sense, let's see if I do well, or let's see if I don't, right? And at the moment, it's right pretty much at where I got in. And we'll see if it can get back up above this line, or maybe I have to move the line down. You know, there is support. There is an argument to be made for that. So we'll see. All right, let's look at it on the 1 hour. And again, I've said this before. One thing I think is accurate is that I would much rather have a pattern show up on a 1 day chart rather than a 1 hour chart. It's much more dependable. Not that anything is dependable. And keep that in mind. Is that if everybody knew what these markets were going to do, it wouldn't be a free market. And the thing is to remember, what is the majority thinking? What's the crowd doing? And how can we think contrarian enough to the crowd to benefit, but not so contrarian that we're shorting, we're shorting Bitcoin. You know what I mean? Because not really a good strategy probably in this market. Let's look at Dash. Dash seemed to be holding, seemed to be rising, and then yesterday it kind of did the same thing everyone else did. And I'm going to go through these a little faster because I think you guys get the idea. Nothing's really moving right now except Ripple. And here's EOS against the US dollar. And again, I'm encouraged because it's holding. Really, it's holding. And, And I still think we need these holding patterns from time to time, you know, when things aren't moving, because that sets up the next move and it builds support. That I think is accurate. So hopefully I am. If I'm not, please correct me in the comments below. Ethereum, I've been impressed with Ethereum's just hanging in there. And again, the bottoms are higher, the tops have been higher, and then yesterday we had that kind of correction-y thing, but it's holding, kind of holding here in the 702 range. IOTA. We have kind of a nice little tightening up of this little channel. This channel. Sorry, people. I'm really groggy today. And what I think is good, is it's just kind of hanging on. It's holding. Litecoin, same deal. It's just kind of a sideways little trading range here, people. As far as I can tell. NEO against Ethereum. NEO against US dollar. And NEO has higher bottoms. So I think there's life in these cryptos. There's life here, but it's like it can't really ignite. It can't really get going just because of the whole holiday thing. That's my theory. And the combination of a little South Korean FUD. Omise Go, same deal. On the one-day chart, just kind of hanging tight. Had some dips, but popped right back. Quantum, same deal. We have a little uppishness in Quantum, which is good. We touched my break-even point of 52, and so yeah. So sometimes you gotta hang on. Sometimes you just gotta be patient. And I'm not a patient man. And that's one way these markets help to force us to hone our spirit, to hone our warrior spirit. Just going to get rid of some of these little lines on the 1 hour charts. You know, who knows? This is XMR Monero. And now let's look at Ripple. Ripple. It's the only one that seems to be just cranking in the midst of all this. And like I said, there'll be that, I'll put the link below to that 5 reasons why Ripple is rocking. You know, there we go. All right. Now, a little editing later. I just wanted to go through this really quickly. Rise of the altcoins. Okay, fine. It's one of the oldest cryptos, right? Partnership and media, right? Asia, Coinbase rumors, functionality and consumer grasp, right? So that's some good stuff to think about. And where was I? Let me go to the 1 hour chart on Ripple. And you know, these little sideways trading ranges seem to be working here. Not perfectly, but they're definitely working. And if I'd had a war chest, I would have gotten in here. And even though more experienced traders might say I'm an idiot, sometimes, you know, I've been right on a lot of these things. Just not, I've never traded in between these holidays. So, I mean, Ripple was looking good. I saw it the other day. I just didn't have anything that I wanted to sell, you know, because I'm hanging, the stuff that I'm deeply in profit on, I just don't want to take my profits yet. I'm just holding, like EOS, Cardano. I'm in profit on all of those, but I don't want to sell any of them. So I figured, okay, I'm going to watch and see what happens, see if my intuition is right, and I did call for a buy right here, and it did boost. It couldn't sustain it, then it came back, but it came right back to support, and it has boosted, right? And I did really well over here, wherever that is. Yeah, over here. I did really well in this little spot. So anyway, definitely not a buy signal now. And it's up to whoever owns it to decide when they want to sell it or not. But I think Ripple's definitely something to watch. I think they've done a lot of things right, and I'm a little concerned because they're not decentralized. And it's really something that the banks are signing on to use to move their money in and out, back and forth from different currencies or whatever. So definitely read up on Ripple. Check it out. All right, let's go to Zcash on the 1 day. Sorry, that's Zcash and Bitcoin. And I just find I still have to use the US dollar charts to get my head around stuff. And that's another sign of someone who's a newbie, right? And maybe I'll still be a newbie at this time next year. Maybe I'll just be, oh yeah, Bitcoin charts. Got to use the Bitcoin charts. Right now, I don't really want to have much to do with Bitcoin. If I could avoid Bitcoin, I would. That's me. And sometimes I tend to overreact. Zcash, I think it's not a bad time to buy if you think it's going to hang and hold on to its price. We're, but again, everything's so choppy right now, probably a good idea to just keep an eye on stuff. I almost bought Zcash down here. Because I was watching it drop. And I was like, I could get in right now. But I chose not to. Because I'm learning. Again, I didn't know if it was going to drop even more. And you don't know. You just don't know. And that's why we look to different layers and areas of support. So, yeah. And let me just go to Bittrex and look at the ADA Bitcoin chart. And that's kind of sweet. Cardano is moving up against Bitcoin. Let's look at the World Coin Index chart, which is a US dollar chart. And let's hit refresh on there. And while it's refreshing, look at that. Cardano's up. That's sweet. Because I got a lot of it. And that's the one that I think is going to really set the crypto markets in the right direction. And cool, look at that. So I did something right. I bought me some Cardano when it was doing the sideways trading thing. I may have bought it down here. I don't know. I have it written down somewhere. So that's it for today. I want to keep this short because I think it was really the most important thing today is for me to really be clear to you guys and to humble myself before you. And to go, I've only been trading really actively, since probably November. And I really only started getting my trading experience a month ago. So people understand I am not an expert in this. I'm an expert only in the human mind and how we lie to ourselves, how we tell ourselves stories, how we improve ourselves, how we hypnotize ourselves, how we transform ourselves with our thinking. And that's really what I'm trying to come into these markets with, an open mind as well as the ability to learn. Because I think in the future, the people who have the ability to continue to learn with or without a teacher, to be able to really apply your experience and reflect on it in a way that gets you where you want to go faster, easier, and better, I think that's where the money is. And I'm happy to share with you my experience of it, but please understand that I'm pretty new in this space. I only bought my first Bitcoin in February of 2017, and I just kept buying it little bit a day, $20 a day. I forced myself, I taxed myself, and there were days when I couldn't swing it, and I didn't. But every day, I tithed to myself. Pay yourself first. And by July, I had a full Bitcoin. Then the Bitcoin Cash forecapping. I got confused. I didn't know what to do. I was new, right? And what I want to reach out to is people who are new and to realize there's a lot to learn here. Give yourself some time. Give yourself some time. Start by just buying a little bit at Coinbase, Litecoin, Ethereum, a little bit of Bitcoin, and whatever else they have there. Just buy a little bit on a regular basis, right? And then continue to learn. And some people that I really think are brilliant are Ryan Lee over at Crypto Grinders and Nicholas over at Data Dash. I think those two guys have been the most helpful, and their link should be below pretty much every one of my videos because I think that highly of them. So use my videos to get a sense of the fact that you're not alone. We're learning this, and a lot of people, thousands upon thousands of people, are trying to learn this. And there's a lot to learn. It is not something that is at the point where, let's say, a light switch is. You just turn the light on and the electricity flows and you have light. We're getting there, but we're not there yet. We're still probably in the dial-up phase. Back when the internet was new, there was no broadband. There was no videos. You know, there were no pictures. It was text, right? And dial-up, and it was a lot slower than. And today we would be like, no, I can't use dial-up. And at some point we'll go, yeah, Bitcoin. That, you remember how bad that was? Like, everybody thought it was worth so much, but you couldn't send it anywhere, and the block sizes were too small, and we couldn't get anybody to fix it or change it, and whew. So I think we're going to look back and we're going to see that this is really the beginnings, and what we're doing, the people who aren't computer engineers and who aren't mathematicians and who aren't cryptographers are coming into the market. And ultimately, the market has to be easy enough for us to use. So we, you know, like a gun has to have a safety on it, right? Otherwise, you could probably shoot yourself in the foot. If you don't know what you're doing with a gun, you could hurt yourself and other people. And this might be kind of like that. I might know enough to be dangerous to myself. And so I want to share that with you guys too. This is a learning process. This is not me sharing my wisdom and expertise. I'm just literally trying to understand and take action to put what I'm understanding into practice so I can actually see if what I'm learning is correct or whether it's not. So that being said, I hope you guys have a great weekend. I will be here tomorrow. And I think it's kind of a little bit of a wait and see game right now, and hopefully that's helpful. And I love you guys. I really appreciate your time and your attention and your willingness to subscribe. Give me those thumbs up if you can, and hit that little bell so you get notification. And I will be here every morning as long as I can do this, and I will learn in front of you, and I will hold nothing back as far as I can. All right. So thanks again. See you tomorrow. Let's start the music.